A mysterious death of a 23-year-old man who was crushed by a train on the eve of his wedding. Was it murder or suicide? Don't miss out. The psychics will uncover a chilling secret from the young man's mother's past. You are watching Psychic Investigations, a project of true and astonishing stories. Here, people who call themselves clairvoyants investigate shocking paranormal phenomena and resonant criminal cases. November, a small Ukrainian town. Tall, handsome, and strong, Dima Bilakon was preparing for his wedding. However, the night before the event, tragedy struck. He died. He was buried on the day he was meant to marry.
I saw him lying there in his suit. On our wedding day, November 6th, I died with him.
Kata was Dima's fiancée. She never became his wife, but she still wears her engagement ring. It was love at first sight. They met 2 years before the tragedy and fell in love in an instant.
No one ever treated me the way he did. He was kind and attentive.
Dima proposed to Kata just 2 months after they met.
It hit us like a wave. Of course I said yes. Everything was perfect.
Before the wedding, Katya's grandfather gifted the couple a one-bedroom apartment in a nearby town, just 15 kilometers from her parents.
Dima started renovating it but never finished. It just froze. The arrangement of the furniture is Dima's plan.
The couple was counting down the minutes to the most important day of their lives, but the wedding never happened.
He was my dearest person. I begged him to take me with him. It's so hard.
Dima's death was a devastating loss for his mother as well. Lyudmyla is 45, and he was her only child.
If I could swap with him, I would. There's nothing worse than losing your child.
Lyudmyla recalls how her son dreamed of a happy family, a beautiful wife, and small children.
We planned to have kids, a boy and a girl.
Dima was from a small town. The wedding was set to take place in the neighboring town where his grandmother and fiancé lived. On the day of the tragedy, he planned to stay at his grandmother's to start the preparations first thing in the morning.
I called him around 8 in the evening and asked if he was coming home. He said he'd stay at Grandma's.
But that night, Dima never arrived at his grandmother's.
I waited, but he never came.
On November 5th at 5:30 a.m., train operators spotted a figure in the beam of the headlight. He appeared to be sitting on the tracks, unresponsive to the train's signals, so they started emergency braking.
According to the family, the investigators announced their conclusion about the cause of death right at the scene.
It was an accident. We found no signs of crime whatsoever.
But Dima's mother is convinced her son was murdered. His clothes were filthy, yet the tracks where he was found were covered in gravel. No mud anywhere. For some reason, the police ignored this.
These are the clothes he wore that night. No one even examined them.
Lyudmyla believes her son was dragged to the site and placed on the tracks.
These jeans are caked in mud.
Was there rain?
No, the weather was dry.
Lyudmyla also says her son's shoes were scattered, and his socks were far too dirty.
He wore white socks. They were always spotless. But then they looked really filthy.
The position in which the train operators described seeing the young man on the tracks was also strange.
The police said he was sitting here on the rail, leaning forward.
He was on the left rail?
As if someone had propped him up.
Like this?
Yes, folded over like that.
According to the forensic report, Dima Bilokan died from a blunt force head injury. Given that he didn't respond to the train's signals while sitting on the tracks, it's likely he was unconscious.
But how did he end up there? In the middle of the night, 13 kilometers from the town where he planned to stay. Unconscious, in dirty clothes. Too many questions remain unanswered.
Dima was murdered, and they laid him on the tracks to finish him off.
But who would want him dead, and what for? To find the answers, Lyudmyla turned to psychic Krista Urban.
The first thing I saw was the wedding ring. It looked cracked. That's a very bad sign.
Hello?
Your son loved this house deeply. You moved here not long ago.
Lyudmyla used to live with her parents and son in a small two-bedroom apartment in another town. She divorced Dima's father when the boy was just a year and a half old because the man drank heavily. Over time, she saved enough to buy her own place, where she moved with her son 8 years ago.
I'd like to go inside, if I may, to tune into your son's energy.
Please come in.
Please hold the cards in your hands. I feel drawn to this toy. Your son gave it to you.
Yes, he did. He saved up to buy me that little dog.
Since he was a little boy, Dima tried to earn money.
He started looking for work at 12. He unloaded coal and worked at construction.
I see your son was your only child, but I don't understand. Who is this girl beside you?
I adopted her from an orphanage.
Lyudmyla was only able to conceive once. After Dima's birth, doctors gave her a devastating diagnosis of infertility. And when she lost her son, she realized she couldn't go on without a child by her side. Today, she has a 10-year-old stepdaughter, Kata. The girl endured her own share of sorrow.
She's an orphan. Now we're together.
Mom told me Dima was a really kind and good person.
When your son grew up, he started working right away. I see him behind the wheel. Was he a driver?
Yes, he worked as a driver.
At 19, Dima found a job as a driver at a local grocery store. Lyudmyla worked there too, managing the stockroom.
He was doing very well at work. He got promoted. They valued him.
Yes, they raised his salary.
He was one of those people you could truly rely on. He was like a son to me.
This card represents a large sum of money. I sense he was carrying a significant amount.
Dima was preparing for his wedding, so it's quite possible he had money with him.
Someone noticed and decided to take it.
I don't know what kind of monster could kill such a kind young man.
He had money, but he'd spent a little earlier.
He paid for decorations for the wedding car, and he ordered music.
From what we learned, nothing was stolen from Dima. The police tried the version of robbery and didn't confirm it.
What happened to your son wasn't an accident. Some kind of dark force brought him to it. I feel as if he signed a contract with the devil himself, but I can't yet explain what it means. I need to meet his fiancée.
Could Dima's death somehow be connected to the girl who never became his wife?
The day her fiancé died became a black mark on her life.
Katya's birthday was on November 5th, the same day he died.
Dima's fiancé lives in another town. She meets the psychic in a park.
This is so heartbreaking, dear. I feel your pain, and it's tearing me apart. I'm very empathetic. I can't go on. I feel too overwhelmed. I need help. Ilona Kaldre will help me.
Ilona Kaldre is a clairvoyant and a seeker.
I'll call her and ask her to come. We'll meet here tomorrow.
I'm receiving the devil's number. 666. And I see a terrifying image. A cemetery, graves, a full moon. And suddenly, a voice rises from the earth. It's the voice of the dead. And it's calling a young man.
But what does it all mean? To interpret it, the psychics meet with the deceased's mother and fiancé.
May I hold your hand? Terrible pain. Just a tiny step separated you from happiness.
The wedding day became the funeral day.
Katya, why weren't you together the eve of the wedding? Did you have separate parties?
The boys and girls celebrated separately. And
Before the wedding, Kata and Dima decided to throw separate parties. She went to a hen party with her friends, and he went to a bachelor party with his. They never saw each other again.
He called me at 8 p.m. That was the last time we spoke. I heard cheerful voices shouting, "Katya, don't worry, everything's fine."
they were childhood friends. One of them was supposed to be his best man.
They were here. The young man and his friends were in this very park.
We met in the park that evening. There were 5 of us. Around 9:30 p.m., we sat on a bench and talked.
There may have been a quarrel. I see someone trying to hold him by the sleeve.
Could a fight at the bachelor party have led to Dima ending up on the railway tracks 13 kilometers away from here?
We never fought.
No disturbances that night?
No, all quiet.
Dima stayed in the park with his friends until midnight. Our investigation confirms there was no fight at the party.
I see Dima leaving the party. He walks off alone. His friends stayed.
At midnight, maybe closer to 1, he said he was heading to his grandmother's.
Dima's grandmother lives just 2 kilometers from the park. But that night, he never made it there. As if some force took him and carried him to the place of his death.
He left from here and went to where death found him.
He called a taxi.
A taxi?
Just 200 meters from the park is a bus stop. That's the spot to which Dima called the taxi.
Did you see him standing there? Maybe waiting for the car?
No, it was already dark. Hard to see through the trees. The lighting's poor there.
So the last time Dima's friends saw him was when he was heading toward the bus stop. But they don't know whether he reached it.
He died from a blow to the head.
Yes, his head was completely shattered.
Could the taxi driver have killed him?
We learned that the driver waited at the stop for 10 minutes, but the client never approached the car and didn't answer the phone.
What stopped Dima from getting into the taxi and going to his grandmother's? And why didn't he answer the driver's calls?
He left here alone. He walked off in that direction. Did anything happen with one of the rings before the wedding? I see a cracked ring.
Dima's silver signet ring cracked.
Some kind of amulet. Something happened to him too.
The clasp on his silver chain broke. I bought it with a cross. I had it repaired.
On the night of his death, he wasn't wearing the cross.
I never got the chance to give him the chain back.
That's a bad sign. I feel he was under some kind of magical influence.
This isn't where he died. We need to go to the railway tracks.
The psychics arrive at the site where Dima's body was found.
I need to step away.
It's terrifying. I hear a scream, and lights approaching from that direction. Some kind of vehicle.
According to the forensic report, Dima died from an open traumatic brain injury caused by a blow from a blunt object. It could be a protruding part of the train or the surface of the railway track during a fall. His left leg was dislocated. The injury could have occurred when the train struck and threw him.
He walked here.
Alone?
I see him walking. He's tired. At some point, he takes off his shoes. He's now in something white.
His white socks were dirty. We couldn't understand why.
The dirt was on the soles of the socks. That suggests he walked barefoot.
A worker told me he was last seen near the freight station far off. From there, he walked out onto the tracks.
He came to the site of the tragedy on his own. I didn't see anyone with him.
He was in a strange state that night, like he wasn't himself.
It felt like he was wandering, lost.
It's as if a dark force was pulling him here. Someone was commanding him to go.
Dima was born on the 6th. You planned the wedding for the 6th. From the start, Kristi and I kept seeing the same image. 3 6s. It's the number of the devil. We understood 2 of them. But when we arrived at the site of Dima's death, the 3rd revealed itself. It was the time of his death. He died just before 6 in the morning.
There it is, the 3rd 6. It feels like the devil himself is breathing down my neck.
This is connected to you. You married and you lost your husbands.
It turns out, for Lyudmyla, this is a profound tragedy. 3 of her husbands died young. Behind her back, people even called her the Black Widow.
I'm afraid to get close to people anymore.
Lyudmyla's first husband died shortly after their divorce. 5 years later, she met another man. He accepted her child and was kind and gentle. Life seemed to be improving, but over time, he too began drinking.
He tried to kill me and was jailed. I don't know what happened next, but they found him dead, his skull crushed.
Lyudmyla's 3rd husband died of cancer 6 months after her son's death. Within just 1 year, this poor woman lost both of her dearest people.
This influence was directed at you.
A woman did it, and she's dressed all in black, and there's something wrong with her leg. She limps.
My first mother-in-law.
All the deaths surrounding Lyudmyla are connected. I believe her mother-in-law is responsible. I see an image of a woman going to a witch and asking her, take away her family happiness.
She took my ring, my wedding ring. I'd put it on the wardrobe doing my chores because I felt uncomfortable with it. Then I looked and it was gone. I asked her, where's the ring? She said, you don't need it. I took it. And that was that. She never gave it back.
Does this mean Lyudmyla's husbands die because of magical interference? But why did her son Dima die?
It feels like Dima was constantly in danger, as if some force was trying to take him to the other side.
Lyudmyla recalls how misfortune followed her son. Illnesses, injuries, accidents. As a child, he nearly drowned after falling into a swamp.
He was very little. We were camping, and he slipped and fell face first into a stream of muck.
Why did death seem to follow the boy so closely?
The curse cast by your mother-in-law wasn't just on your personal life. It was a death curse. The child inside you absorbed the force of that curse. That's why you survived.
The call from the cemetery that I heard at the start of the investigation. Now I understand my vision. Death was waiting for Dima. And that night, it called him to his fate.
He walked here, unaware he was walking toward death. He grew tired, took off his shoes, put them back on, reached the spot, and sat on the tracks.
Dima was asleep. He wasn't even facing the train. This was the place of death. He rejected his friends who tried to stop him. He was rude. He turned and shouted, "Leave me alone, don't touch me." But what was happening to him? Why was he walking like that, unaware? The image I saw of someone pulling him by the sleeve now makes sense. His friends were trying to stop him. They didn't understand why he suddenly became so aggressive.
Alcohol caused it.
Was any level of intoxication detected?
Around 3 promille.
3 promille of alcohol is nearly 2 bottles of vodka.
Yes, when he drank, he was unpredictable. Once, his car wouldn't start. He calmly got out, closed the door, and then smashed the window with his hand. He couldn't handle alcohol.
Dima worked as a driver, so he never drank too much. But that night, before his wedding, he allowed himself to relax. How could he have known that death had been following him since birth, waiting for the right moment?
You're still young. You're raising a daughter. You need strength and understand that it's over now. We'll help you off camera.
I saw him in my dream last night. He was standing there waving goodbye.
At last, we know what really happened. It won't hurt quite as much now.
A poltergeist is terrorizing a family. Where did the supernatural force come from? And will the psychics be able to stop it? Don't miss out. The investigation that will shock even the psychics. A typical rural house in Ukraine. At first glance, it looks no different from any other, but you may find it shocking to find that nobody would want to step inside these walls.
We all hear noises. Footsteps, banging, tapping, knocking on the windows.
The door opened and shut, as if someone had done it, but no one was there.
A chunk of meat flew right in front of my eyes.
This is the home of the Makarenko family. Volodymyr works in construction, while his wife, Lilia, is a homemaker. They have 2 adult children. Their 22-year-old son, Maxim, is a graphic designer. He was the first to experience strange occurrences in the house. It happened 6 months ago.
I was working at the computer when I heard footsteps, but I was completely alone at home. The footsteps continued. I moved from my desk to the bed. Then, out of the hallway, something ran past my legs. It jumped onto the bed and rustled the blankets. There were clothes lying there, and it seemed to crawl under them. I thought maybe it was a cat or a dog, but when I checked, there was nothing there.
But what happened next is almost unimaginable.
The bed started sinking like someone was sitting down on it, and the blanket started rising. I reached out, pressed it down, and it felt normal, but my mind couldn't make sense of it.
The unexplained occurrences lasted all night. Maxim even started questioning his sanity, so he told no one. But soon, his parents would witness something just as unexplainable.
We were lying in bed when we heard something running across the attic. At first, we thought it was a mouse, but mice don't make stomping noises that loud. I convinced my husband to check. He took a flashlight and climbed up, but there was nothing.
The strange noises in the attic continued every night. Over time, they became a full-blown racket.
I don't understand. Could it be magic? Something supernatural? A curse?
2 weeks ago, the eerie phenomena in the house started happening right in front of everyone's eyes.
It's scary to visit them. One day, the bed started shaking suddenly. Objects in the kitchen move on their own.
Something white suddenly flew past. I turned, but there was nothing there.
It was pale gray. I wouldn't call it a creature. It was more like a shapeless cloud, a section of space that stood out clearly from everything else.
Mist and someone's silhouette. And I cry because I can't find an explanation for it.
Out of fear and desperation, the woman turned to the psychics for help.
Nobody knows how this will end. Anything could happen.
Psychics Olena Kurilova and Zaman Sipatayev took on the case. With uneasy feelings, the psychics approach the house of misfortune. Anxious Lilia greets them.
Hello?
Hello. My name is Lilia. Please come in.
Lilia's husband is currently at work. Her children are home. Maria has been eagerly awaiting the psychics. Maxim, on the other hand, spent another sleepless night tormented by the eerie sounds. And now he's resting in his room. Can the psychics help them?
This house feels strange.
This is your ancestral home, right?
Yes.
Lilia has lived in this house all her life. She inherited it from her parents. Nothing unusual has ever happened here before. So what force settled in 6 months ago? Terrifying this ordinary family.
I feel movement. Like something is lurking, above me, on the ceiling, on the roof.
Hangs, like fog, a black mist.
So there really is something, or someone, on the attic. But what?
There were 4 of us in the room. Me, Zaman, Lilia, and her daughter. But in reality, there was a 5th presence. It was above us, and it was listening closely. I didn't know what it was, but I quickly changed the topic to avoid angering it and to prevent harm to anyone. Endless illness. I sense a severe chronic condition, a serious one. It confines you. It ties you to the hospital.
Maria is 20. For the last 4 years, she has been gravely ill.
She was officially acknowledged handicapped. She has stage 4 chronic kidney failure. There's no chance of recovery. Her kidneys can't be saved. She is on dialysis.
When you first heard the diagnosis, you didn't believe it. Look at her. She looks fine, doesn't she?
Yes. Until she was 16, she barely ever caught colds.
There were never any signs that something was wrong. I had no health problems at all.
Maria's family discovered her severe illness by pure accident 4 years ago when she was first hospitalized with an ear infection, acute otitis.
It turned out that both of my daughter's kidneys had failed. The emergency doctor said she could have died.
Maria was on the brink of death and never even suspected it. But how could this be? Patients with such a diagnosis usually experience unbearable kidney pain.
Doctors don't know what caused it. We never found out. We still have no idea what happened to her.
How someone young and healthy could suddenly and silently develop such a terrible disease remains a mystery to everyone. To survive, Maria must undergo dialysis twice a week.
Her life was so vibrant. And then she became trapped within 4 walls.
Before her kidney failure diagnosis, Maria danced. She was really good at it.
She was obsessed with Eastern dance. She even wanted to study choreography at university.
But those plans never came true. Now, Maria can't even work at a computer, let alone dance.
For a long time, I missed it. I tried to keep fit at home, so I wouldn't lose it completely. Sometimes, I dance for myself.
It turns out that Maria's brother, Maxim, is also seriously ill. 5 years ago, he broke his leg. The complications from that injury still trouble him.
We spent a month in the hospital with a cast. Then, at home, he had to keep the cast on for another 3 months. Now, he can't walk without a cane.
Honestly, it's a miracle that he survived. I feel that even a slight pressure on his body, his back or arm, could cause a severe bruise.
Yes.
It's related to blood, something about blood.
This is unbelievable. 2 children in the family, and both are incurably ill. Maxim has hemophilia.
To put it simply, hemophilia is a disease in which the blood does not clot.
Hemophilia is often called the royal disease because many members of royal families suffered from it. Due to the need to preserve noble bloodlines, they frequently married close relatives.
I have a severe form. Severe means less than 3%.
In Ukraine, there are currently about 1,500 patients with hemophilia A and B.
Severe forms are twice as rare.
Pain everywhere. His entire life is filled with pain.
Hemophilia itself doesn't shorten a patient's lifespan, but it significantly increases the risk of death. due to uncontrolled bleeding after an injury.
Any physical activity or impact, and it always hurts.
If someone with hemophilia falls, the resulting hematoma keeps growing. For an ordinary person, it might be a small, barely noticeable bruise. But for a hemophilia patient, hematomas can become massive.
Every day is a constant battle for this young man against pain and against a world where any careless movement could cost him his life.
This house is the only place where you are safe. Nowhere else.
Maxim has never left his home for more than half an hour. He never attended school nor visited friends.
You read a lot, you study things.
I've been studying, yes, because I have no choice. I can't work physically.
Light from the screen, you work with a computer.
Yes, a computer. I earn money with it. I manage a bunch of different websites, advertising, and things like that.
It's incredible. Despite his quiet nature and physical constraints, this young man managed to study and build a career without leaving his home. He works as a graphic designer, earns well, and recently bought a car. Unfortunately, he can't drive yet, as his leg injury still hasn't healed. Maxim tires quickly, so now he needs to rest. He heads to his room.
The force, it's becoming active.
It's ancient. The force is old. Who's there?
We're not expecting anyone.
It was outside that window.
Let's take a look.
What's that? Is something burning?
I don't know what it is. We were inside when there was a loud banging on the window. We rushed out and saw that my entire yard was covered in smoke.
Smoke is filling the yard, but there is no fire. Where did it come from? What's happening?
Lilia, Maria, let's go. We saw a strange image, but it dissolved, like mist. Let's walk around.
My head hurts.
A collapsing tower. This is someone dead.
They're bleeding, completely drenched in blood. Let's go over there. My ears are ringing.
Did you call me? Tell me, was it you? I saw a body, covered in blood, convulsing in its final moments. But he was calling to me, to Zaman and me. Why? I think it was trying to deliver a message from the world of the dead. Spirits of the deceased often use birds as messengers. I saw a wounded black raven, one of the most ominous symbols, a harbinger of death and tragedy.
But who is trying to warn the psychics? And about what? They approached a nearby house.
Do you know these people?
No.
A spirit of a man approached us and pointed toward one of the houses. He said we must go inside. Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
My name is Ilona.
I'm Ilona too, and this is Zaman. We saw a spirit that brought us here.
Please come in.
You live here with your mother, your husband, and your child.
Yes.
Tell me, has your father passed away?
Yes.
What was his name?
Serhi.
The death card fell out of the deck. This is the spirit who summoned us here.
So the psychics were brought here by the spirit of this woman's father? Could it be him causing chaos in Lilia's home for the past 6 months?
The spirit appeared to us as a bird with a broken wing. That happens when someone is beaten. My mind suddenly blurred. What is this?
He was beaten badly.
He spent a week in a coma, and then he was acknowledged handicapped.
He lived a few more years.
Yes, 3 years.
Olena's father died at 33, leaving behind his wife and 2 young children. But what happened on that terrible day? Who brutally beat the man, and why?
His mother was a seamstress. She made him a leather jacket, like the ones in magazines. Back then, in the 80s, not everyone could afford it.
Friends, neighbors, everyone was consumed by jealousy.
He was walking home when his own friends attacked him. Over a jacket. It's so awful. My husband lost his life because of someone's envy.
This is simply mind-boggling. But why did Olena's father's spirit lead the psychics to his house? And what does this have to do with the terror unfolding at the Makarenko's home?
All right. Seri, what would you like to tell your daughter? He says, stay close to your husband. Beware of gossip and rumors. Do not be too open. Be silent. Don't talk. This woman's father and brother suffered due to human envy. Her father's spirit returned to this world to protect his daughter. It is an extraordinary, rare display of fatherly love. He says he loves you so much.
I'm so grateful.
I am certain that Olena's father's spirit had long been wandering near his home, unable to reach her. So he led us to this house.
We're sorry if we disturbed you.
May God help you solve your problem.
Thank you.
There is no connection between your families. Suddenly, the spirit of the man who brought us there told me, find the woman and the man, and pointed toward Lilia's house. We had to return to the house.
Volodymyr has returned from work, and he and Maxim meet the psychics there.
Hello.
Hello.
I just got back from work. I worry about my wife and children.
This is your second husband? These are your children?
Yes?
But there is a deceased child from your first marriage.
Yes, it's true.
From your first husband?
Yes.
He was your firstborn, wasn't he?
Yes.
It turns out Lilia's first marriage ended in tragedy. Their firstborn child died, and the couple could not overcome the grief.
I see an image. He was born alive and healthy. I see you holding him. But time passes, very little time, and he is taken.
He died after just 10 days.
Doctors never determined the diagnosis. But how is this connected to the supernatural events tormenting the Makarenko home?
I want to pour wax and see what emerges. I now understand the problem stems from you. You will hold the bowl. Let me pour and see what it is. Hold hands. Close your eyes. Zaman, look, the house.
Yes.
Your home. But here's what comes to it. Spirits of your ancestors. They are coming, all at once. Imagine how many generations are tied to each family. Not 10, not 20, but hundreds. They're trying to warn you. Your bloodline is dying out.
My firstborn died, and so did my mother's. My eldest brother's son had a brain tumor when he was in kindergarten. My other brother, Sasha, has 2 daughters. The eldest battled tuberculosis. She couldn't walk or eat. Nothing. She had to be carried everywhere, even to the bathroom because she was too weak.
It's unbelievable. And recently, Olena's niece almost survived, too.
My sister's eldest daughter was given a vaccination in kindergarten. She ended up in intensive care and nearly died.
The family truly seems to be dying out, but why?
A pregnant woman. She's very beautiful. She's your blood relative, connected by the female line. But this was long ago, many generations back. She was noble and wealthy. She had status. She was from an aristocratic family and had a title.
Surrounded by luxury like a castle, a palace.
She was not from here.
I see a man entering her room. He's at least 20 years older than her. They are connected by blood.
Like her brother, her own blood, or perhaps her cousin.
Blood relatives, a sin. A child was conceived.
The sin of incest, you see. That pregnancy led to the birth of a girl. From her, your female lineage descended. Did you know this?
I had no idea.
It was generations ago, and the blood disorders stem from this.
This is unbelievable. A lineage born out of incest?
Normally, ancestors serve as guardian angels. But in your case, your ancestors angered the lineage. They stripped you of the protection. Incest is an immense sin. First, it leads to genetic diseases of varying severity. Second, a child born from incest lacks a guardian angel. They enter this world unprotected. That is why every child in this family either falls gravely ill or dies. The sin of incest strikes your children, and its goal is to end your bloodline. And remember earlier, we mentioned the man and the woman? The man and the woman are the siblings, the brother and sister who conceived the girl. That girl became your ancestor, carrying the female line. This was common among nobility.
Well, hemophilia. People say it's the royal disease.
Strangely enough, medical experts suggest that genetic conditions like this could indeed be the result of inbreeding.
People are not to blame for how they were born, but we carry the karma of our lineage. You need to go to church to activate the forces that will help you. You must pray.
Mom, tell them, why do you feel discomfort toward the church? Why are you afraid of it?
It's a terrible feeling. I can't bring myself to enter. I know I should, because of the children, because of their illnesses. But I just can't. I don't know why.
Mom can't go to church because family lacks guardian angels. But you need to help the forces protect your children. This requires action. You must offer atonement for the sins of your ancestors, take steps, and ask for guardian angels.
Thank you so much for coming and helping us understand.
Stay strong. Stay strong, my dear.
Thank you.
Lilia must pray a lot. They should ask the Lord daily to ensure that their descendants never suffer the misfortunes they have endured.
We'll try to correct the sins of our great-grandfathers.
A young woman and her family are experiencing a series of misfortunes. What force is driving the poor soul to the other world? Don't miss out. The psychics will expose a demon's lair. Welcome to Psychic Investigations. 20-year-old Olena Kolesnichenko lives in the Kiev region. For the past 3 months, her family has been plagued by mortal danger.
I was beaten and cut. My brother had a bleeding ulcer, and my mom had a car accident. Now there are just 2 of us left. I'm afraid for my and my brother's lives.
Olena's brother, Dima, almost bled to death while she miraculously survived a brutal attack by assailants. However, their mother died in the accident. Olena suspects that a dark force is behind all these misfortunes. She claims that lately, something terrifying and unbelievable has been going on in their house.
It's so scary. We heard hoofbeats before Mom's death. And my brother saw devils with horns there.
Before Olena and her brother suffer irreparable harm, our project's experts, psychics Kayal Alekperov and Larisa Mohila, go to meet them. Larisa Mohila reads information with the help of her tarantula, named 13.
I sense a powerful entity. It has huge wings. It embraces a person with those wings, and then the person disappears.
And I see a man holding something sharp. Oh God, he's slitting his own throat.
I see a woman now. She's conducting a terrifying and dangerous ritual. I get it now. The woman is invoking this entity to serve her, but she can't control it. It seems she's destroying everyone around her by wielding the entity. But who she is, and what power she commands, I can't comprehend right now.
Pull over, please. What a strange place. The force I feel seems to be bound to it. I think we'll return here later today.
The psychics arrive at Ilona and her brother's home.
Hello.
Hello?
Let us tune in.
What I sense now is a little terrifying. Look what I got from the cards. This is the demon Lucifer. This is the most terrifying card in the deck. It's clear that Ilona and her brother are in danger. I sense an entity with huge wings. And the wings seem to have feathers and claws. They encircle you and want to take you with them.
Something is choking me, preventing me from working.
I feel those clawed wings. They're around your neck, trying to strangle you.
The entity is powerful. Not to frighten Ilona, I tried to keep myself together. I decided to drive the entity away from the yard so that it wouldn't harm anyone else. To do this, I summoned all my jinns.
What was it?
An entity with wings and horns is circling over the house.
I don't even understand what it is. It's changing its appearance all the time.
I'm so confused. I see two men. They're arguing. One of them has a knife. I don't know how all this is connected to you, Ilona. I kept seeing a kaleidoscope of images. Different murders, men, women. Then I saw a woman invoking an evil entity. But I couldn't figure out how it all fit together. I sense that your mother is no longer alive.
No, she died. It happened last year.
According to the official version by the police, Ilona was killed in an accident. She rode her scooter and collided with a cyclist 13 kilometers from the village. As a result of the collision, the cyclist was not injured, while Ilona suffered a head injury.
Ilona's mother slipped into a coma. For all 7 days that the woman was unconscious, her daughter was by her side. She hoped until the very end that her dearest person in the world would survive. But fate had other plans. Ilona's mother died from brain hemorrhage. It's hard to imagine what this young woman went through, as her mother literally died in her arms.
It's unbearably hard.
And your brother also had a misfortune. I feel pain here.
Yes, he had an ulcer. He came home from work and said he had a stomachache. We called an ambulance and they hospitalized him.
The doctors were shocked that the young man even walked, claiming he could have died had he waited a few more hours.
And I also feel that you were looking for a job, but you were deceived.
Yes, it's true.
Ilona worked as a cashier in one of the capital's supermarkets and was looking for a side work. A colleague told her he knew where she could earn good money, and the prospect employer would give her all the details.
I went to meet that woman, and she told me I would have to be a prostitute. Naturally, I refused.
But Ilona couldn't even imagine what trouble she got into.
I see a forest and two men. You're shouting as one of them is holding a knife.
Yes, it's true.
The people who offered Ilona to be a prostitute took her out of the city.
I see wounds. The wounds are right here, and the knife, like this. Many times, you're being stabbed.
Yes. These are knife scars.
What a chilling revelation. It's hard to even imagine what poor Ilona was through.
Ilona was severely beaten and sustained 9 knife wounds. Thinking she was dead, the attackers left. Miraculously, Ilona survived. She crawled to the nearest village.
I found someone's country house. The people called an ambulance and the police. I remember the police coming, and then I blacked out.
It's a miracle Ilona survived, but the pain and fear from her ordeal have never left her ever since.
The people who abused you, they were caught.
Yes.
Everything that happened to Ilona is beyond comprehension. It's no wonder she is afraid of dying and wants to know the cause of the horrors that are befalling her family.
The things that happened to your mother, brother, and you are linked to the dark force that's circling here.
The spirit of Olena's mother approached me several times, repeating, "The woman is to blame. Find the woman."
To understand what this force is, I need to go to the place where your mother died.
This is where Mom crashed.
I need to perform a ritual. I wanted my jinns to show me in the flames where the entity came from, but the fire wouldn't hold. I sense the presence of several spirits here. They're over there. I see two men. They're Muslims. It seems they knew your mother. I see an argument, a knife, and blood.
Behind the souls that Kayal just described, I see the entity with the huge wings.
The men I see came here from far away. It seems they arrived to work here.
They rented a house here. They made dried plums. Their boss was stabbed to death.
It happened in a nearby village. In one of the buildings, there was an illegal candy production line.
The victim was around 40 years old and of Tajik nationality. His face and neck had 18 stab wounds.
But how is this horrific murder connected to what's happening in Olena's family?
We need to go there and see the house where the murder occurred.
After the brutal murder in the illegal confectionery, the production stopped. The building stands locked.
Larissa, do you remember I told you we'd return here? This house is somehow connected to what's happening in Olena's family. We need to get inside. I feel aggression pouring out of the place, and I also sense the presence of an otherworldly entity.
This is Maria. She lives next door and keeps an eye on the house. She used to make candies when the confectionery was open. Maria goes to get the keys to the house.
The death of Olena's mother, the attack on her, her brother's illness, and the murder in this house are all connected. The force we sensed somehow changed the life of each of those people. But why did it choose them? Why did they suffer? And did it in such different ways? Now I see two men arguing over something trivial. They're talking about a woman, and then one of them seems to try to run away.
One man was a constant worker at the confectionery. His name was Shekrukam, but the locals called him simply Shurik. The murdered man was his boss, named Alim. After the body was found, Shekrukam disappeared. The man hid in the nearby grove for several hours, but it was cold outside and he froze quickly, so he returned to the house and hid in the attic. The next morning, he turned himself in to the police and confessed to killing his boss.
I sensed that they started arguing here.
The first man, the older one, said something that provoked the conflict.
He said the boss said something about his mom. So he punched him in the shoulder. A fight started. The boss ran outside, but he caught him and finished him there.
He lived here for 8 months. He was a good fellow.
I couldn't believe he did it.
Nevertheless, the man's guilt was proven, and he was sentenced to 11 years in prison.
The force we sensed seemed to push the young man towards murder. It resides in this house, and sooner or later, it changes the life of everyone who ends up here.
I also worked there, and so did Mom.
This is something unbelievable. Could the lives of other people be in danger? But where did the entity come from? What is it doing here? Who summoned it?
Larissa, an elderly woman's spirit, has appeared. I need to go into the house. I hear the woman screaming and see a man standing next to her.
He was doing something around the house, helping her. The man didn't live here. Then, suddenly, something like a veil covered the man's eyes and blinded him. The woman grabs her head, screams, several blows, a blow to the head.
It turned out that several years ago, another murder took place in this house. The previous owner, an elderly woman, was killed.
Ola Jivotok stopped answering the calls from her daughter who lives in Kiev. Fearing for her elderly mother, the woman immediately arrived, but she didn't find her mother at home and called the police.
A week later, the investigators found the body. It lied in a grove several kilometers from the house. The woman died from a head injury.
The victim's daughter informed the police that her mother used a mobile phone, and the detectives located it. It was at a market where a man from the same village as the victim was trying to sell it. He immediately confessed.
My book shows me that the man was possessed by an evil spirit which ordered him to kill the old woman.
The psychic is right. You are watching the police footage of the suspect confessing to the crime.
I heard a voice saying she was a sinner and deserved punishment.
The culprit lived on the same street as the elderly woman. He was married and had 3 children. The locals still can't believe he could commit murder.
When they told us it was him, no one could believe it.
It's incredible because both the man who killed his boss and the one who murdered the elderly woman were always calm, polite, non-confrontational, and completely normal people. It gives the impression that something otherworldly indeed influenced them.
He was an absolutely sane family man, but then he said a voice from above told him to do it.
After a psychological evaluation, Olha Zivotok's murderer was deemed insane and sent to a mental health clinic for treatment.
The evil entity lives in this house and affects everyone who has ever been here. The dark force we sensed was summoned by a woman who couldn't control it. The demon proved stronger and cleverer than her, and she also suffered at its hands. Who lived in this house before?
I see a woman doing something with her hands. Like she's sewing or embroidering something.
It turned out that the first owner of this house was a village seamstress.
She lived here for a long time.
Just a moment. Wait.
What's going on?
God, what happened?
When we ran to the room where that strange sound came from, neither I nor Larissa could enter it. It seemed like some force was pushing us out. It was trying to drive us away.
She guards this house. And now she's crying. She had 2 sons. A rope. The sons seemingly hanged themselves.
The locals say the seamstress had 3 children, a daughter and 2 sons. The boys indeed died by hanging in their youth, while their mother was still alive, while her daughter, after all those misfortunes, sold the house and left.
Her husband also has something wrong with his throat. His throat, only blood drips from it, as if it were cut.
He slit his own throat.
It was the man I'd seen in my vision at the beginning of the investigation. but I hadn't understood what it all meant then.
She shows me she's sticking a needle into a doll, right into the heart. And I see needles, candles, and different ritual objects in her hands. She worked with demons.
The locals say the seamstress befriended the devil and, like all witches, died a terrible death.
She was dying in great pain. They even dismantled the ceiling in her house so she could die.
She's showing me her actions. She draws a circle, a summoning symbol. This is a seal of summoning. She addresses dark forces, and they help her.
This was the same woman we'd seen before the investigation. She summoned the terrible force that killed her children and husband, and later took more lives.
I hear the words of summoning the demon, and he comes to her, the demon she summoned.
Larissa, the demon, has appeared next to us again. The woman summoned him, but she couldn't control him. I was shocked. The demon stood right behind us. But what's most horrifying is that he went and stood behind Ilona.
What does he want?
This is the entity the seamstress summoned during the ritual. He deceived her. During the ritual, something fell somewhere, and when she ran to pick it up, she stepped out of the circle and interrupted the ritual. So the demon stayed in our world. He wraps anyone who enters his territory in his wings, and when he lets go of them, they change completely. He can change their life, or take it all together.
We need to save the people who have been here. After all, the demon can intervene in anyone's life at any moment.
I need the mirror hanging in the house. I must immediately seal the demon. When I begin the ritual, nobody should talk to me.
The light's out. But why?
There will be no more deaths from the power of this demon. When I perform a ritual, the camera shouldn't record it. As long as the camera is running, my candles won't light properly. Look, the matches go out too. There will be no more deaths from the power of this demon.
I stopped shivering.
Thank you so much.
Ilona turned to the psychics to understand why the house was ruining her family's life. However, it turned out there were others affected too. The cause of all the misfortunes was not the house, but magical rituals performed improperly.
After the psychics visited me, I feel a lot better. It's like a load off my shoulders.
A mysterious force is taking young children to the other world in a small Ukrainian village. Don't miss out. The psychics will uncover the terrible secret of a cursed house. In these photos, you can see the large and happy Otsebrik family. Mother Oksana, Father Ivan, and their 3 children, Nazar, Katya, and Misha. This is how the family was before June 2015.
Misha is in a grave!
He died on June 6th at 4 a.m. No one knows why it happened.
The boy had just turned 5 months old.
Sudden infant death syndrome. He was a healthy, good baby.
Ivan couldn't even talk. He was constantly crying. He loved him very much. Oksana could do nothing but sitting and crying.
He was born completely healthy. It hurts me to remember this now, I'm sorry.
And the scariest thing is that the boy's mother foresaw his death. A few months before her son's sudden and mysterious death, Oksana began to see a recurring dream.
I started having dreams that I was walking among graves. I knew someone would die, but I couldn't say who. It's so terrible.
Strangely, after little Misha's death, another nightmare began to haunt the mother. Now she sees in the dream of her elder son, Nazar, at the cemetery.
I'm having dreams of him in a grave.
And after each of these terrible dreams, something strange starts happening to the boy.
He had a fever for 3 days in a row. He couldn't even get out of bed.
The parents are beside themselves out of fear for their children. The family's only hope is the clairvoyance.
We worry about our children. It's so awful to think we could lose them. Please, I'm begging for help.
Psychics Jana Shulakova and Larisa Hutsanu urgently arrive at our editorial office. After watching the couple's video message, they discuss what they sensed.
I'm having a vision. 3 mothers are standing in a large empty room, and each bears an energetic sign, a sign of death. I've seen such signs on people who are terminally ill. But the scariest thing is that all the 3 women hold children, infants in their arms. And the babies are dead.
It's so horrible.
Can I see the boy's photo? I see a crib in the room with a baby in it. But it's not this boy. It's someone else. And a woman leans over the crib. And she's so scary. Sunken cheeks, disheveled black hair. She raises her eyes and says, "I need him."
So, is this not the only child who might die in this family?
No.
We need to see them.
The psychics urgently set off for the investigation. The locals have already gathered at the family's house to support the parents.
Hello. Hello.
I want to understand why our son died.
Hold it like this.
Look. No, it's impossible.
I tried several times to light the candle to get the information through the fire, but some force was preventing me from doing it.
It's a bad sign, and it's back. Go away. You have dreams about your children. You saw all 3 of them dead.
Recently, I had a dream of carrying Katya in my arms, but Nazar was not there. Nazar has nosebleeds, very often, especially at night.
I sensed that the same force was hunting the children. A mark on the mother, and the boy had it too.
What mark?
Like a cross? And something else?
What could it mean?
The mark of death. It was the same mark of death that I saw above the boy's mother's head. Did it mean they were all supposed to die? The mother and her children?
Who put this mark?
Let's go inside the house. There's more energy in there.
But Jana suddenly stops at the doorstep.
What's going on here? I need my pendulum.
Meanwhile, Larisa Hutsanu is working in the house.
Can I have his clothes?
It's the last thing he wore.
God, it's so tiny.
My little baby.
I feel a disgusting smell like a corpse rotting. Where is it coming from? What's there? I need to check it. Someone hold the ladder, please. I clearly felt necrotic energy. It was somehow connected to the yard, the house, and the death marks on Oksana and her eldest son.
You almost lost your mind. You didn't wish to live.
I almost hanged myself once.
After her son's death, grief-stricken Oksana almost took her own life. Only thoughts of her older children stopped her.
I changed my mind when I thought about my children.
Dear God. That's what I said. Larissa.
Jana, where are you?
Look at this filth. It's a snakeskin.
My God, it's terrible, the black snake. And are these threads or what?
Yes.
Did you find anything here before? Were there any things here?
I found eggs and a dried frog.
These are the things for a ritual. There was no energy of a curse on the snakeskin, so no rituals were performed with it. And then I understood everything.
Did anybody ever practice magic here?
Grandma used to roll eggs. She was from my mother's side. She cured people from fright.
So, was she a witch?
But she wasn't a bad person.
According to Oksana, her grandmother was a well-known healer in the village. People came to her from almost all the surrounding villages.
What's this?
Everyone's frightened. Nobody understands what's going on.
Trembling and cold all over the body.
Jana, where are you going? God, what is this?
The children are not all here. We haven't gathered all the children.
What children are you talking about?
It's fresh. The grave is fresh. Is this your child? How old was it when it died?
3 days.
3 days? Larissa, another infant.
My goodness.
It turned out that more than one newborn had died in this village. And I felt that the deaths of those babies were somehow connected. But how? We needed to look into this further. Where's his mother?
She stayed there, at home.
I need to go there.
I'll stay here to work. Why did this happen to you? An elderly man. He might be related to your child's death. I see this man being tormented every day. He's beaten and mocked. He's your blood relative. Your own father beat him and drove him to suicide. The man killed himself. Who's he? Your grandfather?
Yes.
Nobody likes to talk about this in Oksana's family, but her grandfather committed suicide just a week before his son's wedding. They say he did it out of spite because the young man tormented his father. He beat him, drove out of the house, and deprived him of food. Could it be that his spirit is now trying to take revenge on his relatives? And is this why little Misha died? Meanwhile, Jana Shulikova arrived to see another mother who also buried her newborn baby recently.
Hello, I'm Masha.
When I saw the mother of the other deceased infant, I barely controlled myself not to scream, because she was one of the 3 women I'd seen in the vision at the beginning of the investigation.
Masha's baby was only 3 days old, and as of the time of the filming, it had been less than 40 days since its death. And the strangest thing is that the cause of the baby boy's death was the same as Oksana's son: sudden infant death syndrome.
When the boy died, people turned their backs on you. Masha is to blame. Did people blame you for his death?
Yes. They said in the village that I suffocated him with my breast.
Why did they accuse you? He died on the way?
We were in the ambulance going to the hospital.
When Masha noticed her son was having breathing problems, she urgently called an ambulance. The doctors tried to resuscitate the baby boy, but it was in vain.
I can't. I'm suffocating. I need air. There's a restless soul here, and it's choking me. It is related to the baby. It's possible the boy died because of this restless soul. God, I need Jana.
The deaths of the children of this and that baby, they are connected. There is a hanged man who connects them.
It's incredible. Did someone hang themselves in this house too?
My father hanged himself when I was little.
Hello? Larissa?
Jana, come here quickly.
You're going with me. Hurry up. What did you find here?
I saw an old man driven to suicide by someone. And then I felt something else. I started suffocating here. You know, I felt what a suicide with a noose around their neck feels. I felt the pressure here.
When we were investigating Masha's child's death, the situation was identical. A hanged man again.
There were hanged men everywhere. We needed to find someone who hanged themselves, but I didn't feel the energy of a blood relative.
I see a series of deaths. 1, 2, 3 babies.
And where is the 3rd baby?
There was one.
Did it die too?
Yes.
My name is Ilona. My son died when he was 4 months and 7 days.
Oh God, it's so awful.
The doctors said it was the sudden infant death syndrome.
What did all those 3 women have in common? In my vision, they all stood in the same room, holding their dead babies in their arms. And then it hit me. The house unites them.
I think it's this place.
Yes, we lived here for some time.
This is truly horrendous. All the 3 women and their families lived in this house at different times.
What's in the house? I can't get it no matter what.
Then we need to go inside.
I saw the room. I saw those 3 girls holding dead babies in their arms. When I entered the house, I immediately saw her, the mistress of the house. She was the woman from my vision, leaning over the crib. But who was she and why was she taking the infants? Look, searching for her own, she took someone else's. The woman took them. She's looking for something that is hers. Why?
What she's looking for is not in this world.
Is she searching for her baby?
But who is she?
She's the woman who killed her baby.
She feared it was suffering.
He could starve to death. She couldn't stand its suffering and killed it.
She's here. The spirit of the mother who lived in this house just confirmed our words. She loved her son so much that she couldn't bear to see his suffering. The baby boy was doomed to die. Therefore, to ease his suffering, she strangled him. She saw no other way out.
I swear to God, I know nothing about the woman.
This house is almost 100 years old, and no one knows exactly who lived here before. We spent several days doing a research and found someone who confirmed what the psychic sensed.
Old people said that a pregnant woman lived here long ago. They said she killed her baby with her own hands and then hanged herself. Those were hungry years. She didn't know how to feed her baby, so she did it.
The house carries the energy of the dead. Unhappy mother who failed to realize her love. She was looking for her baby.
And doing this, she's taking other people's babies.
But why the baby?
Those women and children bore the marks of death from birth. Their ancestors apparently sinned greatly. Even if the mark doesn't kill a person, it makes them very weak. And then all troubles, problems, and diseases stick to them. Look. Ilona is cursed by her own mother. Her mother cursed her and laid a family curse on her.
Yes, she cursed me when I was pregnant with my son.
She hated you all her life, since you were little.
She was unhappy with her husband, and I inherited my father's looks. So she hated me for that.
Masha's situation is no better. Who is the second Masha that was lost?
My aunt. I was named after her. She was sold. My grandmother sold my aunt.
Masha's grandmother sold her daughter when she was about 5 years old.
Why?
She drank. She was a lost soul, and she sold her somewhere at the station.
That's shocking.
We even tried to find her.
She is lost to her family, and I have a very strong suspicion that she's no longer alive. To abandon your child is a sin, but to sell them and send them to their death is absolutely horrific. And what happened to Oksana came into the family. It came because of kindness. The grandma knew some very good things. She healed people. She tried to help. People came to her house with requests, but requests can be different. So she also helped pregnant women get rid of their babies.
You are not the first to tell me this. I went to a fortune teller, and she told me the same thing, word by word.
We are paying for the sins of our
ancestors.
It turns out, yes, but the most terrible curses are those we are facing now.
And they're all related to motherhood.
Oksana, shall I bring you water?
How do I live on knowing I was cursed?
Please tell me, are my children the ones who are left in any danger?
To ensure nothing happens to them, I suggest performing a minimal ritual. We can't remove the 3 ancestral curses completely. The only thing we can do is alleviate the situation. Larissa, I need the candles.
Today, these women had to relive the incredible pain only to learn the truth. They don't want to believe. Innocent babies died, and the poor mothers are suffering. And all because their relatives did not think about the negative impact of their actions on the lives of future generations.
I feel lightness.
I'm feeling better now.
We did everything we could.
Thank you.
We're so grateful to you.
Hold on. And don't blame yourselves. The 3 of you are not at fault.
Thank you so much.
This is unimaginable. 3 poor women paid for the sins of their ancestors with the most precious thing, the lives of their children.